Seated self-defense, or how to defend yourself from a seated position. That's the topic of this video. So let's begin. First, it's important to maintain awareness. Stay alert and awareness of your surroundings, especially if you're seated in a public area. Awareness is the first line of defense. Now, if your intuition or your awareness senses a potential threat from one or more people, it's important for you to get up and leave and not to stay seated. How do you get up and leave? Depending on the distance. If there is distance between you and that potential threat, then you may make believe that you're late for an appointment. You look at your watch and then you leave. And maybe you start texting. You continue to text and you leave. And maybe you're drinking a hot or cold liquid. You continue to do so and you leave. Maybe eating a sandwich, continue to do so, and you leave. Maybe you're reading a book, you close that book, and then you leave. And you do this without making any eye contact, but maintaining awareness. Again, it depends on distance. If this potential aggressor is closer, if I go to get up and he's already, or this person's aggressor is already in my personal space, I go to get up, he's either going to push me back down into a seated position or hit me and knock me back into a seated position. So it's important how you get up. If I'm leaning forward, as I am now, my forearms are on my thighs. When I go to get up, I do not want to present my head to the aggressor. If I do so, I'm leaving myself open to get punched, kicked, kneed, etc. So what you need to do is, instead of going forward to get up, you stand straight up. Now, I can sidestep and go to the right, or I stand straight up, I sidestep and go to the left, or run, depending on the situation. Another one. Position your feet. Now, because of the camera, you can't see get a good clear shot of my legs, but I can step back with my right leg up on the ball of the back foot, or I can step back with my left leg up on the ball of the back foot to position myself to sprint or run, depending on what escape route I have available to me. It also sets me up. If I'm stepping back with my right leg, I'm up on the ball of the back foot. If I go to stand as my aggressor is coming forward, I can do so and be in a fighting position with my hands in a defensive position. Next, using the environment or improvised weapons. It's important that if you sense a potential threat from an aggressor, to look for what you have available to you. What object is close to you. Now, if you have those drinks, like I was talking, hot or cold liquid, you could use that, throw it into their face. If you have a book, you could use that, throw it into their face, or you could even hit them. It could be you have pocket change. Reach into your pocket, into your coat pocket or your pants pocket, and get that change ready to throw. Sure, it could be some people carry sand or dirt in their pocket. Get it ready. It works. Remember, this is not a sparring match. This is about survival, whatever it takes. So you have that to distract and then to follow up. Now, if I have an EDC, an everyday carry, what is that? Do I have pepper gas? Do I have a pen? Do I have a mini flashlight? Do I have a pocket knife? You got to start getting this ready, your EDC ready as well, if you have the time. So I may distract and then use my EDC. If I don't have an EDC, or in addition to my EDC, Now comes the physical defense techniques. For physical defense techniques, if I'm leaning back, I do have my hands, of course, but I have my legs here to use defensively, and I have front kicks. I can go front kick to the groin, I can go front kick to the solar plexus, I could go front kick to the face, depending on your flexibility. I could front kick them in the groin, they buckle, the head comes forward, then I could kick them in the face. I have my oblique kicks. I could oblique kick the shin. I could oblique stomp kick that knee. I could oblique stomp the inside of their thigh to buckle that leg. You have that. Again, I could give you more, but you don't need more. You just need a few, a few of these tools to practice regularly. As a combination, I could front kick that groin and then oblique stomp kick that knee and escape. I could oblique stomp kick that knee and then front kick that groin and escape. There are a lot of combinations I could give you. But practice. See what you come up with. And then practice it regularly. Now, hands. As I said, I have my hands. If they're in close, well, it's going to be the same as if I'm standing up practicing self-defense. If my opponent is close to me, then I can attack the eyes. I can attack the throat in a life or death situation. I can attack the ears. I can strike the nose. I can grab the head and get head control. I can strike the groin. Strike the sides of the neck. The ears. All of this is going to be available to me if they're in close. Now, if I'm leaning forward, things change a little bit because of the position of my spine. So now it's not going to be kicks. I could kick, but I have to change my position. So, what do you have available to you? Groin could be there. You could punch that groin. You could backhand that groin. And then as they buckle, grab a hold of that head. And now you can strike with your hand. You can strike with your elbows. It's going to be available to you. You can claw, etc. Blocking or defending yourself if they're striking you. That's next. If you're in a crowded area and the opponent is able to get into your personal space and grab a hold of you or strike you, you can use your tight covers to defend and then go on the attack. You could use your wide covers, a wide cover, defend and then go on the attack, going forward. Keep it simple. Use basics. And I could give you much here. But what I'm trying to do is just give you some ideas. I'm sharing with you some seated self-defense strategies from the Full Circle Fighting System. What's important is, if they're striking you, is not to cover up and just take the strikes and then fall to your sides. Because what's going to happen is they're just going to stop pounding on you or could pull out a blade. You don't know how it's going to escalate. So defend and attack and continue to attack. Because remember, the goal of self-defense is to protect yourself and escape from harm.